I thought I would bring you along whilst I test jumping Ace in her bitless bridle for the first time. So she was backed bitted. She was long-reined bitless as a baby and then bitted, and then she was backed bitted. So she's never actually done a lot in a bitless bridle, but recently she's just been getting a little bit mouthy. I feel like she's probably losing some of her baby caps and things, and she's just getting a little bit uncomfortable in her mouth with a bit. So I thought I'd give her a go bitless, and she's been hacked out a couple of times recently and has gone really, really well in it. So today I thought, while the fields were quite dry, I would pop over and do a little bit of jumping, as well as introduce her to fillers for the first time, if it goes well, jumping her bitless. So she's in a little S hackamore here. This is Akia's old bitless bridle, so this is what I've got, and she seems to be going quite well in it at the moment. It's not very strong, not compared to things like the English hackamore and stuff, because although it looks like it's got quite a long shank, its actual shank length is about 1.5 inches, probably, because it's measured from there down to like there, so the actual shank length isn't very long. So it is quite a mild bitless bridle. I will potentially look at getting her in a side pull at some point, but this is just what I've got for the moment, and she seems to be going quite well in it at the moment, so this is what I'm going for. So at some point I'd like to event her, so she will have to be bitted for dressage, whether or not, you know, that's kind of the way it goes. But at the moment, bitless is still, hey baby girl, bitless is still legal for show jumping and cross country, so if she gets on with it, we can stick in it forever. For, you know, for our jumping phases, and then dressage, she looks miserable as sin. And then, yeah, our jumping phases will be done bitless, and dressage can be done in a bit. Obviously, if she really hates bitted, then we'll reconsider her plans. But I thought today we'd have a little play, see what goes on. I've put up a tiny little cross pole. This is a lot smaller than she normally jumps because we're getting used to it, and it'll be fillers. But we'll go from there, and I thought I'd take you along to see how it all goes. See whether I can actually ride it for a change. So here I am starting to warm her up. She was really quite tense this day, as you could probably hear in the previous clips. It was very windy. So we are just trying to get her going, like I say, nice and quietly. I'm practicing my brakes and reinforcing her for stopping and stuff like that, because obviously my brakes are really, really important when I'm riding. I do like to be able to stop. So that is what I am working on here with her. So, but you can see she's really, really tense and things like that. Now, this I didn't feel was because of the bridle. I felt it was because of the situation. It'd been a long time since we'd ridden in the field, because obviously at this point we were in December, so it'd been a good 6 weeks since she'd been in the field. So it's all a little bit different for her again. But yeah, she's stopping when I ask her to, she's turning. So I did feel on this day I didn't have a massive amount of steering. So that is partly because she's in a hackamore as opposed to a side pull. You may have seen she has now got a little wheel hackamore bridle, which I ride her in on the side pull settings, and that's helped a lot. So here we go, having a couple of little canters. Well, I was trying to have a little bit of a trot there, but she wanted to canter, so I just went, fine, just go forward, sort your brain out, and like that. But we've had a couple little canters, a couple little trots, just to get her starting to settle a little bit. That's our first canter on the right rein. You can see she's actually got quite a nice canter for a 4-year-old. She's quite uphill. She's not perfect, obviously she needs a lot of work. She's green 4-year-old, but she was going really well. So this was our first little pop over a little cross pole, which she did really well. In fact, she wasn't as forward as I was expecting her to be, and she was quite happy, so I popped her into a canter and see what we could go with there. It was about this point that I realised I hadn't actually put my neck strap on. So I normally jump her in a neck strap because she can have quite a pop on her, and she's so different to Melon, I do sometimes struggle to sit. Now obviously we're bitless, so I can't pull her in the mouth, but I also don't want to pull her face. Anyway, that was going well, so I've popped up into about a 2'3" and just popped her over that a couple of times. Felt really, really happy. She felt really confident bitless, which was really, really nice to feel for her and things like that. So here I am about to start jumping the fillers. So I took her over to have a little investigate of these. So these are my favourite thing for teaching horses to jump fillers. They are they are PVC tablecloths stitched together, so each side is different. And yeah, and they're brightly coloured and things like that. So this is basically 4 different fillers that I've got set up here because, like I say, the back side is a different filler to the front side that you can see on camera. So that works really, really well when we are working with young horses and things. And I also love these PVC tablecloths because you can make them really, really tiny. So often I find, especially with ponies, fillers can be quite big and quite intimidating, whereas these are just slipped over a pole and can be really tiny. So as you saw then, she popped over the first one quite sweetly, quite big but quite sweetly, and again, so we popped into canter and did that one. I then trotted her over this one, which wasn't one she'd had a sniff of. You can see she was a little bit lucky, but she still went. And then that one over that one, she was so confident that time, one that she hadn't looked at. So yeah, really starting to feel that she's going to be a super little pony and things like that. So cantered her over that one, which was first time jumping that one, but she had sniffed it. And again, super happy with that. So came round, popped her over the bigger fence again. Again, nice little pop. So I think I popped her over the bigger one once more. And then I started thinking about linking a few things together. She was starting to feel a little bit tired at this point, so I didn't want to go like too much, but I wanted to, like I say, start linking things together a little bit. Just because at this point she's being clipped and rewarded after every jump, but I wanted her to start to understand that actually sometimes we jump multiple things before we get a reward. So yeah, there we go. She's starting to link 2 things together, and I think I did the same here. I linked 2 together before I rewarded her. Now most of my rewarding is happening off camera. That is just the way it happened. That's not intentional, but you know, after each session or each little section, she is being stopped and clicked and reinforced. So super happy with that there. Really happy, and I think after that I just popped her once more over the big one in the middle just to give her a really nice feel and leave it at that. So I'm just walking her off now. She was such a good girl. So she is so different to jump from Melon. And so different than Akia was as well. So I do really struggle to ride her. Good girlie. So Akia was really had a really nasty stop on her when she didn't like a jump, or you rode too much or rode too little, or like she was really particular to jump, especially when fillers were involved. And because of that I have lost quite a lot of confidence, which Melon has really helped gain because he's so honest. Can we go this way, baby girl? Good girl. But that confidence has only really been gained on Melon, so I'm still a little bit unsure on other things. And Ace, good girl. She's going this way. Good girl. Ace is just that little bit more unique, so she's got a really good jump in her. No, we're not jumping again. No, we're not. No, we're not. She's got a really nice jump in her. She's going to be really good. But she would rather stand. You can have a look at that. She would rather jump off a long shot, whereas Melon would very much rather get in close. So a few of those times coming in, especially the bigger one, which if it, you know, I knew it was going to be a long one, but I was like, no, Melon will take a short one, Melon will take a short one. And then I'm like, oh no, actually I'm on Ace. She'll take a long one. So I did get a little bit left behind. Ace will say, good girl. Ace doesn't like people getting in front of her when she's jumping. She finds it really difficult to balance then. So I know I really struggle when we're coming in for a long one. I tend to go, oh, I won't go with her because she's going to put in a short one, knowing that if I went with her for the long one and she did put in a short one, she would then stop because she couldn't take off. So it's a little bit of a learning curve for both of us. She's still really green and not very adjustable, so it's going to take time. But I'm really happy with how she went. She felt really confident over everything, even when Mother couldn't ride for 2 or 3 jumps in a row. So really happy with her. She's jumping really well. I know none of it's huge. That's probably 2'3" if you close your eyes and squint. Obviously the 2 little filler ones are tiny, which was intentional. But yeah, super pleased with her, super pleased with how well she went. Oh, we got the cat come to join us. Super pleased that she was super confident over all the fillers. She was taking me into the slightly bigger jump quite happily. Like I say, even when I had a couple of very long strides getting left behind in a row, when I came around again, she still was like, no, I've got you, mum. Like, she didn't feel worried that I'd been left behind at all. So really, really pleased with her. She's just a big learning curve for me. Like I say, Melon who's over there, hi buddy! Melon took everything in his stride really quickly, whereas she's taken that little bit longer to feel like she's grown up. So yeah, really pleased with that, really pleased as well, and really happy that I chose to introduce fillers and bigger jumps without a bit, because it meant that even if I did get a bit left behind or didn't quite trust her and did accidentally not give with my hands enough, I wasn't pulling her in the mouth at least. Obviously a side pull would be even better for that, but this, like I say, is quite mild and I was trying really hard to give. So yeah, super pleased with her. So I'm just going to take her in and untack her and turn her out. But this is how I've introduced my young horses to it. I kind of just go with it and see what happens. Because she took to it relatively well quite quickly, I just got on with my job and her job and just see where it took us, and it took us to what you've just seen. So yeah, I'll definitely keep working with it. Still got things to improve on, but super pleased with her. Hey baby girl. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. I hope this gives you some ideas of things that you might want to try with your own ponies at some point, and I'll see you next time. Bye.